here, live from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. with my friend.
Murongi Hamza.
So we are going to take you through the various sports activities that have been taking place through a long time. We have not been on air for a long time. So we are here, we are going to entertain you, get well prepared. We shall be giving you everything in the sports fraternity, where we shall begin with our own local scene, we shall go to the national level, and we shall complete with the international level. We are going to give you various kinds of sports activities, that is to say, the basketball. We shall talk about the sports, the games that have been taking place in the basketball, in the NBA especially. Here, FUBA, we haven't got yet the clue about the FUBA, that's the Federation of Uganda Basketball Association, in fact. Then also we'll go and talk about the National Basketball Association, that's NBA, where most of you can have interest. From there we'll cruise with a lot of sports with what is happening in the world of football. My friend Hamza is going to first tell us what's happening locally here, and then we shall also talk about what's happening locally here. Hamza, you're most welcome.
Thank you.
How is life?
Life is okay.
So how is sports
Locally here,
yeah.
we are looking at St. George. They are soon having the match around the weekend. They are going to play
Kibamba. That's Kibamba. Yeah, I just got information that they would be playing Kibamba, yeah. So in the Masindi District Football Association has been trying to work hard with the teams so that they make sure that the league starts in time. However, due to unavoidable circumstances, the league hasn't yet started. But however, I think with time. So I was working hand in hand with the managers of St. George FC. They were telling me that with time the league will be starting very soon. So we are just waiting for when the league will start. That's locally here on the local scene. And talking about Boma FC, do you have anything about Boma FC?
Yeah, Boma FC, during the weekend on Sunday, they had a match against Mbale Heroes away. They managed to make a draw, 0-0. That was their results, but they are still struggling. I don't know why.
So with Boma FC, really, our team here locally just needs a lot of prayers. Last season, the team was trying to promise us. We thought this season the team would go to the next level of the league. That's the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. However, they are trying to struggle, and you can't blame anyone. Sometimes I tell people that football is also luck.
Yeah.
I tell people that football is sometimes luck. Now, I want us to talk about the Kawalega Elite Corporate Tournament that is due to take place from 27th of this month, April. That is in Hoima City, where teams are organizing themselves to go and tussle it out. That's also local sport. Now, the corporate tournament is a game where we play 7 aside. That is to say 6 men and a single lady. So for any team that has no lady, you are poised to play when you're 6. How I'm seeing you putting on the jersey of Masindi Corporates. That's a very nice team. So how prepared are you like as in Masindi Corporate Club?
For us as Masindi Corporates, we are more than ready.
You're more than ready. That's very nice. So the one thing I like about the corporate tournament, it's pure football. It's pure football. You enjoy playing tactics. It is now tactics of different individuals that bring you the best in the game of football when you are playing corporate tournament. Because you're 7 aside, all of you defend, all of you attack. That's one thing I know about it.
Yeah, but if you are less ready, if the opponent team has a sharp lady, then you'll have to suffer.
That means that if you play when you're less, and the other opponent team has a lady, you're likely to suffer. That's sure. The other thing I know about it, you get tired so much. One time we were playing that corporate tournament at Kawalega Resort, where one of my friends was telling the referee, but can't we just kick this ball in the nearby swamp, and all of us burst into laughter. So that's with the corporate tournament. But what the information I got that also Masindi Corporate Club was planning to host one of the corporate tournaments in this region. However, it is still under negotiations. There are very many terms and conditions that should be taking place for this corporate tournament to happen here in Masindi. However, this year it will take place in Hoima. It will be taking place in Hoima City. That is starting from 27th April this month and ending on 28th. That's going to be over a weekend. So we are prepared to take enjoyment from this and excitement from this tournament, the Kabalega Elite Corporate Tournament. There are very many corporate tournaments that take place in the country. For example, we have the Fort Portal Tournament that takes place in the Fort Portal City. We have the Gulu Tournament that takes place in the Gulu City. We also have the Mbale Tournament. We have the Tororo. We have Kabale. So there are very many corporate tournaments. And if you're outside there, you have an organization. Remember, corporate tournaments or corporate teams are made by these individual organizations. So you can also take part and participate in this. This promotes unity. That's one thing we like about the corporate tournament. It's not all about competition. You go there, enjoy, create friendship, unity, and very many things. You get exposure in these tournaments. Mr. Amuza, now let's concentrate on the national football. We are going to concentrate on national football. We will be mixing here languages while we are talking about the national football. For instance, we have a team that has become a stick in the Red Ants. The Red Ants, that's how the Banyoro call it, the Red Ants. Bunyoro Kitara has a team that is called the Kitara Hoima.
Kitara FC Hoima. Yes,
Kitara FC Hoima. Now, Kitara FC, a team erugire yatumbura ebintu by'emizana mu Bunyoro. We last had a team that was very hot like Kitara is today, that was Kinyara, which was phased out due to economic issues which I won't go into deep. At Kitara FC Ezire, one time I had a chat with one of my friends who lives in Kampala. He told me surely the fan base of Kitara, what Kitara is exhibiting in this year's league is totally different. Akabana ngamba Kitara level yegendao oberi muka oberi awe bafani bakumikinga shuwa balo. One thing, they have a great fan base.
Ukimanyire bwire buno mu Uganda Premier League busai na fan base nke ya Kitara.
So I've been following Kitara. Kitara, what's wrong with these guys? Sente baziyaka. One time mukawa nikaguza inya wafani wa Kitara. Sente muziyaka mwana yangamba tokimanyire hoimeta oil seat yagamba mafuta mukatanika ile agahaiga. So I just want to know, surely why is Kitara a whole team? But also credit should go back to the management of Kitara, to the executive board of Kitara FC. Thanks for making Kitara such a great team. It's not easy to run football. We have seen very many teams. They struggle. Yes, they struggle. For example, we have had Onduparaka.
Yeah.
Onduparaka we are very easy in the league. Yes. Ekaba timu ya mani. Baitu ati kaide kakaika. Bintu ya koraki bya gisoba Arua Hill. Arua Hill, in fact, they are no longer even playing the league.
Yeah.
They are coming back next season where they will begin from the big league. Okay, so you find that football is something that is very, very difficult to manage. So credit back to you, the board of Mr. President Kitara FC tukwenda kusima muno webale muno omutendo gwe mutero FC Kitara FC egiye kuruga hoima batu nesambira no Masindi mu town as Masindi Stadium. Then also tukwenda trolley ensonga za Kitara. Kitara last weekend, Kasabit, they had a game bakano mupira. That was the Uganda Cup. The Uganda Cup has been running on. The Uganda Cup is like our Carabao Cup or the FA Cup of England, of the English football. So Uganda Cup has been here for a long time. The last team to win it that is Vipers last season. The previous season, the finals were held in Masindi. That was Bull FC tussling it out with Vipers, still the same team. So Kitara on the weekend they have a game ya Vipers. That was the quarterfinals, where the game went on up to penalties.
Yeah.
But if you watch the game outside there are issues that are rising up that we don't understand, that we are following also from the sports community. Tukwena mugambe uli ala hero community but we are also getting information from different places. Now, munywani wange amuzogenda tugambire kiki ensonga ki yenyinero kuba nyo ndanu kwenda baza baitu iwe bazo tugambire ensonga kero yenyini
like wire bune ensonga ero agatukuhura mu nkubo naite tutumanyire kurungi. Vipers ekakora petition against Kitara FC.
Petition eri yaki yongera okulola petition ege kuba yaki.
Petition ibaina eri about the penalty of Paul Muchureze yakabire egyo.
The equalizing penalty.
Yeah. Niyo baina mu okwemulugunya. Bagambe tabe yekabaye.
Penalty egyo tukusa kuba tugiplayinga a rutimbao. Our producer is going to make for us that penalty egyo abakini bagiye mulugunyawo penalty baireke. You know, in football is a game that is played by human beings. Sometimes in football we make mistakes. It's okay to criticize. When you don't criticize, you don't improve on what you are doing. When you accept criticism, you make sure that the improvement is there in that area that they have been criticizing you. So nkwenda kwetegereza penalty egikarugira aliki.
Penalty like referee obani wobuzibu obaba laina ni wobuzibu. Omanyire this Ugandan football. We still have a problem with our referees.
Very true. We saw it in the game of Vipers against Kitara at St. Mary's Kitende, where the liner was officiating. It's an offside. Decided to give his own decision that it's an offside, but yet the referee was also confused. The fans were here saying that it's not an offside. So
already tukatugenzere mu celebration tumanyire
goal ekozereke,
and of course goal ekabenywire kumbe kandi liner kiwera kabayimukize.
Maybe we can also attribute that to betting. Can we attribute it to betting?
True, esa kuba betting. Maybe ba referees bagenda kuja kusala mpira amazira ku betting.
Asibira akapapura. Amazira okusiba akapapura ke. Manyire bitu ya Uganda biri byo muntu kwefaawo amataka kubandigetagisiwa. But when you do such things in football, you're just killing the sport. We have seen countries in East Africa like Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda, they are developing in football so quick. So we also want to get to those levels and move to such levels where we are competing with the other African states in football. Ati umpira gwa Kitara, Vipers petitioningire ne gambeta.
Egamba, there was confusion in the penalty, in the second penalty.
When you look at the penalty, inyawala ero kumukura penalty mujja kuba nimutoreza comments. Mutugambire penalty inawo buzibuki. Go to the Elkem television live stream otugambire take comment yawo tugambire iwe penalty ogirwamu buzibu. Bafandi ba Kitara nyoke manyire mulia hero kokani mutro. Musobole kuba nimutugambira inyo ntekereza ya Vipers kintu yakozere.
This is really happening.
It's right for you to petition against the second penalty of Paul Muchurezi of Kitara FC. Then from there we are going to cruise to the Premier League, Uganda Premier League table. The Uganda Premier League table. Apart from that, other than talking about the Uganda Cup, which took place on Sunday, we have another big fixture. This is going to be a mouth-watering and adrenaline-raising fixture in Masindi town at Masindi Stadium, where Kitara FC again will take on Vipers FC. It's the battle of the first against the third.
It's a clash of titans.
It's a clash of titans. Really, this is going to be such an entertaining game here in Masindi town, where everyone, a fan of Kitara, is akwewera gama. Yes, we must go back on to Besobolera. Bakatuiba kuli. The kati tugende tuteke embera Masindi Stadium. So every fan of Kitara, I've loved so much the fans of the energy from the fans of Kitara FC. Yes, every time they're in Masindi town, you really feel that there's a big difference in the town, that the game is going on surely. So on Friday, it's going to be 19th. Kitara FC 4 p.m. will be taking on Vipers. The Vipers, the Vipers sometimes have a lot of...
They call themselves the Venoms.
The Venoms, they have that Obusagwa will be Mune especially. Mukubani enjoy Viper.
The poisonous Venom.
But also the Kitara people are saying we are the Royals, and you know what the Royal means. Everyone who is a Royal, surely they have a lot to do.
We are
Royals. So Vipers FC are very sure you're not going to come here and intimidate Kitara FC, because they have already showed you that they can beat you at home. Our match was into penalty shootouts. Now, game ya Kitara tubaze tukibazo kya katano. Game egyo gisubira.
Game egyo ngere nkurora hype yero obwire buno. Ngere nkurora nkusubira ya maliri wewe.
Our Royal is also telling us actually Amali, that's a draw in the game of Vipers against Kitara. I don't have an opinion to tell you that's a fact, because for me, the Americans call it soccer, but we call it football. Soccer is soccer, but they want to assure you that football doesn't have a shape. One time, one friend of mine told me, see that ball? That ball doesn't have a shape. You can't tell us that the ball is circular. No, it has no shape. So, but we are assuring people of Kitara that have been following Kitara for a long time. It's a very good team. So Kitara has been putting up fights from the start of the season. None of these people really used to expect Kitara to be where it is today.
Okay, manyire target yaitu ya Kitara ikaba kumalira top 5 mu Premier League.
Top 5, imagine, but now they are leading the table. That is Kitara FC. Then they some time back, I was reading one of the prominent newspapers in Uganda. Nyasoma article. I'm not going to mention that newspaper for I don't want to say it, but let me not expose the newspaper. Where they said that it has taken a long time
without
that teams from villages
really I
don't know how that thing really left the people of Kitara FC. You know, Kitara FC is not a team from the village. That's the first thing. When you look at Hoima is one of the fastest growing cities in the town.
Yeah.
So only Wakuruga Yakateking Akagamba, really this team is from the village. I don't know what they based on. I don't really know what they based on. Kitara, I showed you, this is a team that is having players from Vipers, the access to players from Vipers, KCCA, URA. How come Onogamangwe team in Avasambiba, a team Yomukia? If the team has come in Kampala and has beaten teams like KCCA, Ogamba that team Yomukia.
Atu maybe ambere barugire gamba timu yomukyaro, maybe our structures ngeri baja Masindi obambo abukuba we are not so organized like them. Boba ina bisaye byabu itwe tukyala kisaye kya municipal stadium, but soon naitwe kyaitu kiriaye kuwa but soon Hoima it is a city though Masindi niye kyali somehow
yes, but I'm also sure that the Masindi Stadium kirikimu abisaye bikusinga yoko abisaye birungi mu town.
True.
That's why the FUFA Federation of Uganda Football Association ya recommending it you can use that stadium. I'm very sure it's a very good stadium, but that statement didn't appease us the Royals. So it should surely these guys should come and apologize if it is necessary to say Kitara is it has stated that a team from a village, Kitara is not a team from a village. Okay? That's the narrative. We want to drive it away. We want to surely drive it away. But we have seen a very tough competition on the Uganda Premier League, where teams are really choking themselves almost similar points. You have seen Kitara almost at the top. We have we have Villa, we have Vipers, we have Bull, all the teams, the competition is surely tight. So the Ugandan football, Kitara, I'm very sure we are proud of Kitara. Kitara has brought very much competition this league.
True.
Because the league had been dominated by teams in the central, but also the team from the western region, the great western region, the land of Kabarwana, the land of the Bachwezi, the land of the Batembuzi, the beginning of everything. The team has come from western region to show that it is we also know football from western region. Don't always undermine us. And I pray that Kitara wins this league.
That is my prayer too.
To make sure that you don't despise us. Mukasigala ni mugamba. Nakatimu ko mukyara ako tukakatera. Leka timu yo mukyaro kale tuikirize leka timu yo mukyaro tutwale kikopo. Leka tukitwale abwensongeje. So from there we are going to move very very fast. Before we break up for this first part of the show, we want to first talk about the FUBA. Now, FUBA, last time we had FUBA, the FUBA ended also some time back. This is the Federation of Ugandan Basketball Association. Every basketball lover, we have had games, secondary games, where Kabalega has tried to perform. Kabalega SS, that is the second, those are secondary games. But this is, we are talking about the national level of basketball association. So we haven't got information from the Federation of Ugandan Basketball Association. So we are very soon getting information. When we get information, we will let you know. Now, very, very fast, we are going to move on to African football. nyona amuza tubantu bagambira hamwe amahanga mu Africa gakura kale mu East Africa mukunu tuluka musana wa Africa, that is East Africa, tubaire tubaza amahanga gakura very very fast hamupira bokuba nora ehangari ya Rwanda. Currently they have almost one of the biggest stadiums in East Africa, very improved. I think I won't be wrong to call it a state of art stadium. When you look at Amahoro Stadium, Rwanda etutera akabali, Rwanda egezaho kutusika kuba excited ya Rwanda kegiro. You've surely seen that Rwanda is moving to the next level in terms of football. However much their football teams are still at a low level, but for them they are trying to bring up their status in football. Then also when you look at Tanzania, Tanzania is not badly off. They have some of the richest teams in East Africa. That is to say, young Africans, Azam, Simba. Those are very very good teams. Then from Kenya we have Goma here. Those are organized teams. The same thing I expect to happen here in Uganda. That's why such teams compete favorably in the African or the continent on African football. Now, Mr. Amuza,
Yes.
you're going to allow me and I'm going to take you through the basketball. That's the NBA. I'm going to take you through the NBA. Now, beginning with the NBA, this is the National Basketball Association. Everyone playing outside there and you're a fan of basketball, just listen to me and I'm going to give you everything here. Now, with the basketball, we have two conferences in the USA, where we have each league of 15 teams. Now, this week, the regular season ended. Now, how did the regular season end? When the regular season ends, you expect us to play playoffs, and from the playoffs we get teams that are going to cruise to the quarterfinals, semifinals, and we get the winner of the National Basketball Association in that season. Now, this is how results were on Sunday. San Antonio, this was the both Western and Eastern Conference. San Antonio Spurs managed to beat Detroit Pistons. That was 123-95, and Sacramento Kings won Portland Trailers 121-82. Oklahoma City Thunder won their game also 135-86 of Dallas Mavericks. I know many people have here teams that they like to hear, like the New York Knicks, Indian Pacers, Atlanta Hawks. All those teams have cruised. But now, I want us to go to the playoff fixtures of the NBA. Now, tomorrow we will be beginning the fixtures of these playoffs of the both Eastern and Western Conference. We have got the best teams from the Eastern and Western Conference that performed very well to take on the playoffs, where we will get those ones that will close from. We've got eight teams from each conference. We've got 8 teams from the Western Conference and also 8 teams from the Eastern Conference. These teams will battle it out. These teams are seeded to avoid big teams from playing at each other, so that also they favor those teams that we see as the small teams. Now, the very first fixture tomorrow will be New Orleans Pelicans. New Orleans Pelicans will be playing the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm very sure you know one player of basketball player James. From King LeBron James is from the Los Angeles Lakers. They will be tussling out tomorrow very early in the morning with the New Orleans Pelicans. Then also the second game will be having the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings will be taking on the Golden State Warriors. When I'm saying Golden State Warriors,
no,
are you one of my favorite basketball players? That is Steve Curry. Is very very nice. He's a very nice guy in that game. Then also on Thursday there will be playoffs where Philadelphia 76ers will be playing the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat is also a good team that puts up fights. You expect to be a tough game between Philadelphia 76ers and the Miami Heat. So the next game on Thursday, each game will be having two games. So each day will be having two games. The next game on Thursday will be Chicago Bulls. Chicago Bulls, we have grown. Chicago Bulls, I think, is one of the teams where Michael Jordan played for. Very long time ago, Michael Jordan is one of the favorite, is one of the icons in the NBA. They will be taking on Atlanta Hawks. They will be taking on Atlanta Hawks in the playoffs. Then also we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. One thing about the Clevelands outside the sports is a land. It's a territory where the late Michael Jackson established one of his palaces, the greatest palaces to be talked about ever in the history of music. The Cleveland Cavaliers will be taking out Orlando Magic. Then on Monday morning we'll have Minnesota Timberwolves taking on Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns is also a good team. I think it was one of the teams that put up great fights in the NBA in the regular season. Then also we are going to have Los Angeles Clippers. The Los Angeles Clippers will be playing Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks. So everyone, these games will be taking place. You know, the time zone here in Uganda is totally different from that in the United States. So if you want to watch the basketball, you can be on the Star Times. On the Star Times, where they are going to be showing it live. That is the playoffs of the regular season in the National Basketball Association. Then also we are going to talk about other things in the Basketball Association. For instance, we are going to talk about LeBron James. LeBron James has set a record. He's among the top assist makers in the history of the NBA in the United States of America. When you look at top Basketball Association assist makers, we have LeBron James is one of them. We have Kevin Durant is one of them. We have Michael Jordan. We have Kobe Bryant, the late. We have Maloney as one of the greats in the NBA. Then also LeBron James set another record of playing most seasons in the National Basketball Association. He has played 20 seasons. And he was promising that he will be ending or retiring his career of basketball in this season. That's it, LeBron James. Other people have played more seasons. We have Kevin Durant, who played 13. That's a decade with 3 years. We have Kobe Bryant and Maloney, who played 12 seasons. Then we have Michael Jordan, the great, an icon in the National Basketball Association, who played 11. And also we have Tariq West. West was also a great player from the Lakers. Now, LeBron James, as I've told you earlier on, this will be his final season in the National Basketball Association. You won't see him in the next season. Perhaps if maybe changes. He announced officially, said that I will be leaving the National Basketball League. He will be leaving the regular season for these other young ones. Now, the young ones who are coming up, we have Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama is only 22 years old. He's one of the great rising basketball players. He's very, very young, but also very promising. For example, he has set also a record. He's the youngest rookie to play over 40 games in the regular season. That is it, Victor Wembanyama. I talked about top assists makers in the NBA, where we have John Stockton with 15,806 assists. We have Jason Kidd with 12,091 assists. Then we have Chris Paul with 11,890 assists. Then LeBron James comes as the fourth with 11,000 assists. Those are the greatest assist makers in the NBA. Then also we are going to talk about, I have a lot to talk about LeBron James, but we are going to really leave that. Then from there we will come to the Olympics. Now, from there we are going to come and talk about the Olympics. We are going to start from there when we come back in the next part of this show. Thank you for always being there watching us. Thank you.
Mchara
Waitu
Madina Education Center olirabye.
Madina Education Center isomero muno mugenya karo raho kale likusikiriza muno owenkuonki onu no hagenda kutandikira kusoma
Ajati omwana akyayonka
arayonka nasoma kandi nkugenda nokuzala y'abandi basatu nabo basomera hano Madina Education Center
abafe Madina Education Center ngotuseyo olabira ddala Madina eri eyo Middle East naye liri wano Masindi Cup Road.
Madina Education Center isomero ndigondeze lyabojo n'abaisiki Dena Boarding Primary School baina nursery section hamu na daycare section batira ekisika alabana barahumuraga harume byokusanisa nka toys enungi muno
ate primary section nayo ya mulembe nnyo abasomesa batendeke bulungi classes zesize nnyini metron wali dormitories nungi zirimu n'emifaliso actually emifaliso bitabo kalamu wamu ne peni byonna obisangawo y'okusomero bya bwerere balina ne school van ey'okutambuza
Madina Education Center liri ha musinga gw'obusiramu bayitu tubakusorora dini n'abakristayo bayirwa school fees nizisoboka okwehandikisa kugenda omaiso aisomero kusangibwa Nyakibete mairo 3 okuruga Masindi town ha Masindi Kafo road bateirona special class yokukwata kuruhano mutu nga otera hasimu 0-4-5-8-3-2 rundi 0-3-4-3-6-0.
All right, welcome back from that short commercial break. Tubagambirege tukuba tugaruka in this last part of the show tugenda kutandikira Olympics. Now, Olympics za mwaka guno zigenda taking place in France. That will be July to August. They will begin on 26th July and end on 11th August. Now, Olympics tuzimanyire ziwa games nyingi. We have over 32 sporting activities that are going to take place in Paris, the capital of France. Now, nkwenda tutandike na United States, but again in the list ya United States ya kozere ya basketball. Remember, if you want to know what basketball is, you should be watching United States of America. Now, the United States of America have made a list of 11 people. They are supposed to be 12 on the list. But the team Wogirora ekukanga. The very first name that is topping the list, that is LeBron James. LeBron James tunatumumanyire kyakusa akora. Is energetic, is tall, akusa scoring, akusa assisting, akusa defending. Then they have the king of three-pointer in that list. That is Stephen Curry of Golden State Warriors. Ogo guy amanyire shooting a three-pointer. I gave him respect. Three-pointer king. We have others like Kevin Durant, we have Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, we have David Booker, Jrue Holiday, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Bam Adebayo, and Tyrese Haliburton. That's the list. So we are only left with one person. Nali tujja kurua team ya United States of America, but I want to assure you people who are going for in other countries. I want to assure everyone who is watching us outside. You cannot survive this team of United States of America. Ngozeto boku jota. Nyeki kopo kibairege omdali gwa Olympics gwa basketball ngubairege. Now from there we are going to cruise back to football. And now here we are going to discuss very many things in football, and that is the international level, where most of you have attention, where most of you have interest, where most of you get excited when you talk about your favorite teams. I mean Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Real Madrid, among others. Zona tugenda kuba ntuzibaza mu team wenu musole pattern ekusemba here this sport show. Now tugenda kutandika Mr. Hamza agenda kuba na atueleza the fixtures of today. Today we have UEFA Champions League. We have the UEFA Champions League. So fixtures are today is a UEFA Champions League. We have
the return league of Champions League quarterfinals, Champions League. Barcelona kubungisa PSG.
Barcelona again akuba nebungisa PSG. How did the first game end?
3-2 in favor of Barcelona.
The first game ended in 3-2 in favor of Barcelona. So expect a very tight competition in this fixture, Barcelona. But also we don't want to undermine PSG. Yeah. Because PSG they have also some good players when you look at Kylian Mbappe is one. In fact, me, I don't want to be biased. People who are outside there, I want to tell you this. I always rate Mbappe ahead of Erling Haaland. That's the truth. I want to assure Barcelona fans, you should watch out of Kylian Mbappe. He's a man who can come and put out stand-up performance.
He's a threat.
Yes.
Himself.
Yes, that is Kylian Mbappe. So the game will be live in Camp Nou. It will be live in Camp Nou. tujja kuba tubagambira
possible
lineups. So Amos is going to be telling us those possible lineups za timu ezo. Obajja kuba nyonyi nyini nizibesololera ontubagambira kikikusa kuba kyoku expectinga.
Ekyo ina ku expectinga Balde their number 3 is out. The muscle injury
for Barcelona.
Yeah, Christensen in yellow cards, he won't play. Then Gavi knee injury. Taloho.
So
then Robert
Lewandowski.
Yeah,
he's also unavailable. He's doubtful.
Yeah.
So surely Barcelona, we want to pray for you. PSG alizira company waya watera goal ina. I want to assure
they only have 3. Habarwaile. Kimpembe, then Kuzawa, na Rico Sergio.
Levin Kuzawa. So I don't think that those players will be missed a lot. But when you look at their last 3 results, Barcelona ekatera Cadiz FC, that was 1-0. Barcelona yatera PSG 3-2. Barcelona yatera yasingamuka kopo ka Copa del Rey yatera team 1-0. Las Palmas. In French league, the last 3 games, PSG lost to Rennes, that was 1-0. Then also PSG
a draw to Clermont
Foot. Then they have also lost to Barcelona 3. Those are the last 3 fixtures of PSG in their last encounters. So we expect a very, very good clash between Barcelona and the PSG from France.
We should expect goals.
Surely, PSG, they have nothing to lose. They are coming to Camp Nou. First of all, they also have a coach who was at one time at Camp Nou, that is Luis Enrique. He knows very well the Camp Nou. So expect a nice and entertaining game from the Camp Nou tonight. But we also don't want to undermine Barcelona. They have some good players in the names of Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong is good. We have Pedri. We have Rafinha who showed
Pedri
some.
Pedri is back.
Pedri is back. They have Rafinha. They have some good players like Arreo. Yes, Lamine Yamal, very young, entertaining footballer. Very, very young, 16 years old instead.
Chubasi.
They have Chubasi, 17-year-old center back. Yes, that expect surely a very good game. Then the next fixture will be
Dortmund against Atletico Madrid.
Yes. Last week when I was watching Dortmund and Atletico in the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium, the first 20 minutes, the energy,
it was
the
high.
Zeal from Atletico Madrid was surely very, very high. The energy they used to press Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund would play 6 sequences, the passes without losing. The guys were using a lot of energy to press. So I expected Atletico Madrid to win that game by 4 goals. But and surprisingly, the game ended 2-1 in favor of Atletico because Dortmund pulled back 1 goal. So we expect an entertaining game from the Signal Iduna Park. Now, can you tell us something about Borussia Dortmund?
Borussia Dortmund at this time, they are not that much in form. They have some few injuries. Their striker, Sebastian Haller, is out. Ben Sebaini, a defender, is out. But that is not a big...
That's not a big deal. They also have some good players in the names of Jadon Sancho. They have Marco Reus. They have Emre Can, their captain. There's a player like in Borussia Dortmund that is Mats Hummels. Daniel Malen, that Mr. Kaparata is very dangerous in his attacks. They have DC Ghanaian who changed to German. That young boy whom they signed from RB Salzburg. He's very quick with the Adeyemi. Karim Adeyemi is very quick with the ball at his feet. So expect surely, if there is one of the most dangerous stadiums with the most dangerous atmospheres in football, the yellow wall in Borussia Dortmund, Signal Iduna Park.
This is a thrilling match.
Surely, I've tried to see some few teams that have dangerous atmospheres. I respect Signal Iduna Park. Then there is Anfield. Anfield has one of the most dangerous atmospheres. People shout and hear the sound in your ears. Now, that's the fixture today for you in the UEFA Champions League. We will have Barcelona taking up PSG or Paris Saint-Germain from France, and the Borussia Dortmund at Signal Iduna Park will be tussling out with team Club Atletico de Madrid, all the way from Madrid City.
We also have some clash in the Champions League, in Championship.
Yes, we
England
also have
Championship.
games in Championship.
Southampton taking on Preston.
Southampton will be taking on Preston North End. Preston North End and Southampton. Southampton was relegated last season.
But they are in the verge of returning.
They are in the verge of returning. Yeah, I know the table leaders of Championship, that's the Ipswich.
Yeah.
They are playing. I watched their game when they were playing Wolves. They thumped Wolves 6-2. That was surely a game you didn't expect from a team from Championship to thump a Premier League team. 6. Then tomorrow we're also going to have clashes in the Champions League. Now,
this one.
I know everyone's interest is on this game outside there. I don't have a side. I don't want to say Bayern Munich is going to beat Arsenal. No, I don't want to say Arsenal is going to beat Bayern Munich. But one thing I want to tell you, this is going to be a clash in Bavaria, in the Allianz Military Arena. Remember, the Allianz Military Arena is a stadium that is almost next to the barracks in the Bavaria. So it's a stadium that scares a lot.
But this time round, for Bayern Munich, I don't think they are, because I see they got injuries during the weekend. Some
they are going to miss Coman is doubtful. Then Saginabri is also doubtful.
Davis is out.
Davis is suspended.
Cards, yeah.
Yes.
Then I don't think for Arsenal they only have one. That is Timber.
Julian Timber.
But we are seeing pictures in training. He's training. We don't know what Arteta is planning.
But when you last week midweek, Arsenal put up a very good performance against Bayern Munich. You can credit the young, talented squad of Arsenal. They came and put up a fight at the Emirates Stadium. But also on the other side, Bayern Munich, I was also crediting them. They played with experience at the Emirates, because many teams have suffocated in the Emirates Stadium this season. Very many teams,
especially
Manchester City, Man United,
Liverpool.
They have suffocated in the Emirates. So Emirates has been a thrilling area. A thriller, the abattoir where Arsenal has killed most of these big teams. But going with a draw to Germany, how do you see? Does it favor Arsenal or Bayern Munich?
It's a small advantage to Arsenal.
It's a smaller.
That's what I can assure you.
That means it's a bigger advantage to Bayern Munich, because surely we have seen the last 4 fixtures of Arsenal going to the Allianz Arena. They have conceded over 20 goals.
It's a nightmare.
The last 3 fixtures, Arsenal at Allianz Arena has conceded 15 goals, while Arsenal has scored in the last 3 fixtures only 3 goals. So we are waiting for that clash tomorrow, where it's going to be very Hurricane. I was following Hurricane, their interview with the coach today. Hurricane was saying, tomorrow I came to Bayern Munich to win games, but tomorrow I'm going to put up a standout performance against the Arsenal. Now, there will also be another fixture. Moving on from that, that is the most respected team in the history of Champions League.
Real Madrid.
Yes.
Against
Manchester City.
The defending champions.
The defending of recent, Manchester City has proved it to be a very stubborn team, a very strong team, in the UEFA Champions League. The last 5 fixtures, you've seen Manchester City has dominated Real Madrid. However, there is somewhere Madrid reaches. Never come for us. We are still the big dogs in this tournament. But now, here comes a fixture where the first tie ended 3-3 at the Santiago Bernabeu. Now Real Madrid is traveling to the city of Manchester at the Etihad Stadium, and they will be playing Pep Guardiola's the Blues, the Sky Blues at the Etihad. We expect it to be a very, very competitive clash, because I'm expecting Real Madrid kuija itakutina. That is one thing. First of all, they drew at home. They are going to come. We can go to Etihad. We have one thing I know about Madrid. They always have that belief. Say we have played at bigger stages than Etihad. So they are going to come and put up. But expect a battle.
Only that
Madrid is a good team.
Only that
Manchester City is a good team.
Only that for Madrid at this time.
They are struggling.
They are struggling. And for Manchester City, the last 5 games, they have won 3, drawn 2. For Real Madrid, they have won 4, drawn 1.
Now,
but injuries.
This is on Madrid's biggest problem. I attribute it not to having a typical striker, the 9. Because we have seen most of Real Madrid's goals this season have been scored by midfielders. As you say, Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo. No sangana kanuka Brahim Diaz nikaja nikateva like that. So we expect that game at the Etihad to be very, very competitive. Real Madrid and the Manchester City have very, very good players. The likes of Bernardo, by the way. I want everyone outside there watching us. If you are a football lover, I don't want you to underrate Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva is a guy akwata mupira. You see him a small size, but he puts up something you don't expect. Mugufu, mutaito, baitu agira footwork. He's someone who comes and puts akakuweka okwenda kuteka mubiri na akuta. So I don't like really people who undermine Bernardo Silva. That is going to be a fixture at Etihad Stadium. So we are just waiting for it. Manchester City up against the Real Madrid, the team of God. Hala Madrid.
But Madrid are going to miss services of David Alaba, Tchouaméni, and Courtois.
Tchouaméni is also absent tomorrow.
Yellow cards. He's suspended.
And by the way, Tchouaméni is one of very good players in Real Madrid.
In the reverse fixture, he played as a centre back.
But he's a midfielder, but playing as centre back. Then also in the National League, we will have Gateshead FC, that will be Undershot FC tomorrow, but that's a very small fixture. Now, titukwenda turugana tutabalize results za weekend. Nkwenda tuzibazo results za weekend.
But twakutandikire Germany because alaya twaire kikopo bwire kutaka
hivi. Ekatutandikire Germany, ekatubaza fixtures zino tutakarugire hano. Germany mu Bundesliga. Bayer Leverkusen was crowned champion.
29 games unbeaten. Bakamukroninga champion kyasabite after kutera Wanda Bremen 5-0. Nturago esatu za Florian Wirtz.
Kandi akabayizire mu substitute.
Granit Xhaka, the man from Arsenal.
The Granit Xhaka has won his first ever league title. That is Granit
Xhaka. Niturora kandi Bayer Leverkusen, that was their maiden title after 128 years, and it was after
yes,
and that was his first ever career.
You should give
Xabi Alonso
his flowers. Over at a none of us expected really Bayer Leverkusen to come and put up such a great encounter.
Engeri tumanyirire German
Bayern Munich consecutive season. Imagine. So Bayer Leverkusen we are ending
this time round bamunagisizo munyago kandi bacho record 29 games unbeaten. Then tukurora Darmstadt na Freiburg, it ended 1-0 in favor of Darmstadt. Then butugenda home French League 1, Lyon na Brest gukawa 4-3 in favor of Lyon. Clermont na Montpellier draw 1-1. Nantes 1, Le Havre 1. Then butukurora mo English Premier League. Nightmare for some big teams. Liverpool FC.
Before Premier League, let's first talk about the fixtures that were in La Liga. Las Palmas was beaten by Sevilla at home. That was 2-0. Granada won against Deportivo Alaves. That was 2-0. Then Athletic Club, that is the club Athletic Bilbao, also held a draw with the Club Villarreal. Then Real Sociedad also managed to draw with Almeria. That was a 2-2.
Then butukurora mu Serie A, Napoli na Frosinone, they ended the draw 2-2. Sassuolo na AS Milan bakakora mali liga 3-3. Roma na Udinese mpira gukaba abandoned. Then butukurao Inter na Cagliari, still Inter n'Ororambu Intake ya dominating nabo kukawa maliri but for the start okulorambu Interi kurungi ekikopo kino ekusaa kitwara.
Okay. Now let's go to the biggest, how can I call it?
The biggest league.
The most tough league in football. That is the Premier League. A lot of things happened over the weekend. We are going to talk about the things that happened over the weekend. Some of you surely mutabitwara personal, but what happened? Now,
but Liverpool against Crystal Palace, it ended 1-0 in favor of Crystal Palace. No rambu Liverpool bakamunagiso munyango gogenda at top of the table. Then West Ham against Fulham. Fulham yatera West Ham 2-0. Then gano maule Obama rungiala bagizi bange ba Arsenal. Arsenal bakamukwatira muka.
Abateba tu amani ko balikere. Also Mani was able to draw.
Tukweja abadaiba tu ba Arsenal bakamusango waye the Villas. Aston Villa mubwiro bukusembayo ya mukwata 2-0.
This season Aston Villa is the first team to beat Arsenal home and away, which Manchester City has not done, which Chelsea cannot do, which Liverpool has not done, which Man U cannot do, because Man U lost the first game. So Aston Villa is the only team to beat Arsenal at you. I was seeing a video circulating of the late Geno Kasirye Gwanga. The one journalist was interviewing him.
Timu kiyo wagira mu Premier League.
Aston Villa jirabe tawuzi utawuzi.
Jirabe duka.
Jani okulebesa ekikopo. Kati now we surely, but I think the Arsenal game was a very great encounter. Aston Villa from the start they showed a great fight. I don't know for whom were they playing, the coach or Martinez.
Aston
because
Villa.
Martinez is an ex-player of Arsenal.
And the coach is
an ex-coach of Arsenal.
Yeah.
So for whom were they playing?
Nyowengeri nkurora. Because nabo bali a verge of playing Champions League football next season. So niyo bakurwanira.
So Aston Villa has been a very good team this season. So we saw Arsenal lose to Aston Villa at home, 2-0, and the goals were from one was Leon Bailey, that Jamaican international. Then also the second goal was from Oli Watkins, the English international.
The man on form.
19 goals, 10 assists, 19 non-penalty goals. Goals are penalty. So I just give him respect. He has 19 non-penalty goals. That's a lot of contribution to the team. So he's such a good player, Oli Watkins. Now,
Butukurora our results is Saturday. Newcastle akatera Tottenham 4-0. Then Brentford yatera Sheffield 2-0. Brighton Burnley they made a draw 1-1. Man City the defending champion yatera Luton 5-1. Nottingham Forest na Wolves bakola maliri. Then my team Manchester United.
The mighty Man. I remember the late Irumba Moses. Former sports analyst at UBC, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, used it to call Man United the mighty team, the pride of England. By that time, before Manchester City, but now Manchester City has become so dominant. The mighty Man United was held a draw at the Vitality Stadium by Bournemouth. The goals of Bournemouth came from the man on form also, that's Dominic Solanke. Then the second goal was from... I'm trying to forget the second goal. Then the goals from Man United. One was Bruno Fernandes. That's a penalty. Both goals in fact were scored by Bruno Fernandes. So
the goal for Bournemouth was scored by Justin Kluivert.
It was a very nice goal. The way he tried to fake around the goalkeeper and the back, the defenders.
Our Onana is conceding 79 goals this season.
Onana has conceded one. I was seeing someone trolling Onana that Onana scored more as conceding more goals than the goals Messi scored in
a single season. Then we took our results from yesterday. Chelsea, Palma yongere kufoka Palma.
Call the Baveta they called the Chelsea Palma.
Abokwata abwire buno kula Palma nwaye tikire timu ya Chelsea yona mutwe.
20 goals this season.
But we took sentence bamuguzire. This was a cheat.
Around 40 million.
This was a cheat.
It was a cheat surely for a player of 21, age 21, to score 20 goals in his first season in a big team.
Botokulo raijo asobereke kuteba golo ina because batereke Everton 6-0,
making it 20 goals in this season. So he's a very good player. That's Cole Palmer. Most of people call him Cole Palmer, and I've seen people trying to say it is called the Chelsea Palmer.
Atabwire buno nwali mu kwirukyawo Haaland abokwatukula Salah forme kyagwire,
and Cole Palmer has also 20 goals. The top scorers with Erling Haaland having 20, 19 by Oli Watkins, 17
Dominic Solanke,
17 Mo Salah. So that's how it's moving on like that. Now we are going to talk about individual. Today's individual, we are going to talk about Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is a Portuguese footballer. Most of Man United fans underrate him. But there are some of these football fans who know the truth about Bruno Fernandes. This season, he has had a poor season. He has, I think, 7 goals with 6 assists. That is Bruno Fernandes. He's a midfielder, while the strikers of Man United don't have even more than 7 goals. But you see Bruno Fernandes as a midfielder, he has 7 goals with 6 assists. We have seen teams that play with risky players, like Manchester City. Kevin De Bruyne is also a risky player. Osanga Kevin De Bruyne tasakukara na mpira for 5 seconds. Ajagukwata, he expects you to run. But within those 5 seconds, abagutele space. So he wants you to run and he score the goal. That is Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes joined the Manchester United from Sporting Lisbon. That was 2020 before the COVID. He has played over 250 games and he has scored over 70 goals as a midfielder. You don't really blame him. He's a good guy. Yes, he's a very, very good guy. Then, we are going to talk about the Premier League fixture of weekend. However much this weekend, we also have semi-finals of the FA Cup. That is on Saturday and Sunday. Manchester City will be taking on Chelsea on Saturday at the Wembley Stadium. Then on Sunday, Manchester United will also be playing a team from the Championship. At Manchester United,
a team from Championship.
Ata katima kabate ile game ali akatima karukire mu Championship kakawateera mutugamba.
Tebaina kibatu
gamba akatima karawateera timwina kimujja tugamba. But now that's the FA Cup. That's the fixture that is going to take place on weekend. Some teams will not be playing on weekend because the fixture was interrupted by the FA.
Because Manchester United will play against Coventry City.
Yes, Coventry City from the Championship.
Amepira etano Coventry City eluzingire 3 ya winning 2. Kanda mpira etano ya Manchester United drawing 3 lose emu na win emu. So what do you expect?
Are they the same level? For Man surprises. Man will come and fumble with that fixture and everyone will be surprised. But now that is going to be the same finals of the FA Cup. What finals would you like to see? Okusa again mu comments right now tugambira what finals you would like to see. Then in the Premier League we also have some fixtures that weekend. The fixtures, Saturday? Yes.
Saturday we shall have Luton against Brentford, Sheffield against Burnley, Arsenal against Wolves.
Arsenal has a fixture tomorrow. Arsenal has a fixture on weekend. So can they turn
by na chance yogaruka table abokuwa City is not going to play over the weekend?
So Arsenal will be looking to overturn the upset that they face on weekend while facing Aston Villa, where they will be facing Wolves away. Wolves is also a stubborn team.
Then
is also stubborn.
Between Everton against Nottingham Forest, this will be a Sunday. Aston Villa against Bournemouth, Crystal Palace against West Ham, then Fulham against Liverpool.
Then also in the Spanish La Liga, in the Spanish La Liga will be having fixtures over the weekend.
Celta Vigo against Las Palmas, Rayo Vallecano against Osasuna, Valencia against Betis, Girona against Cadiz. Then Sunday we shall see Getafe against Real Sociedad, Almeria against Villarreal, Alves against Atletico Madrid, then Real Madrid against Barcelona.
It's a classical weekend. Now, I want to remind you of the Premier League table where Manchester City is still leading the table with 73 points, 32 games played. That means we are just left with 6 games to close down this season. We also have Arsenal with 71 points, a very, very tight competition. We have Liverpool 71. They are being differentiated with the goal difference. That's where Arsenal has 49 goals, and Liverpool has just scored 41 goals. In the fourth position, we have Aston Villa. Fifth, we have Tottenham Hotspur with 60 points. Aston Villa with 63. We have also Newcastle in the sixth. Newcastle at the moment is ahead of Manchester United. We also have Manchester United in the seventh position with 50 points and negative 1 goal difference. I don't understand the problem of Man United. They don't just have scorers.
By never striker, but what I see this season, Manchester United has struggled with the defense and the goalkeeper. Seriously, but struggling muno.
But when you look at also the forwards of Manchester United, Bakasala should have scored 7 goals.
Garnacho.
Ojeland has scored 7. Garnacho has scored I think Garnacho is the top scorer with 9. So that means here Manchester United, they need to improve very, very much. Then in the bottom table, we have Chelsea is also here. Chelsea fans, please don't get annoyed of me. Chelsea is also here in the 9th position. They have 47 points, and I was telling one of my friends, Chelsea is likely to finish ahead of Manchester United because United. Then when you go to La Liga, the table of La Liga,
Butukulora table ya La Liga,
yes.
Tukulora nti Real Madrid timu ya Katonda oba timu y'omukisa. Era table na point nsanju na 8, Barcelona mkia kabiri ne point nsanju, Girona mkia 3 ne point 5, Atletico Madrid mkia 4 ne point 5, Atletico Bilbao ne point 5 na msanju mkia 5, Real Sociedad mkia ne point 5.
But what really happened to Girona? Girona ina ngeri ya wele tele ombera.
Girona kaba form season inetandika, but omanyire football. Yeah. Fatigue.
But also
you cannot keep pace with those big teams.
Them because Girona, I don't think they can match the score that Real Madrid has.
Or Barcelona.
So for today we are going to be stopping here. Thanks for being there on this mighty show at this mighty television, that's the Elkem Sports Show with me, Kaze. I want to also take this opportunity and remind you that Kitara will be taking on Vipers on Friday. Come on, come all, support the Royals from different parts of Uganda. You can come from Masindi, Yandongo, Hoima. Remember that it's a team that is coming from the region. That's Kitara FC, the Royals. We are all the Royals. We are also behind the Royals. So we want to support them till the very last moment. Let's hope they also not put down their hands and give up to this very moment. Then also other teams, we also want to encourage the sports fraternity, especially in Masindi, the DFA, organize police this local football. Organize this local.
By the way, on Sunday,
many people are waiting for the team that is St. George.
By the way, on Sunday,
they have not seen their matches.
On Sunday, we have Boma and Black Power at home.
Masindi.
Yeah.
So on Sunday we have Boma taking on Black Power. Black Power is from
Arua. Yeah, Mbale, Lira.
Yeah, it's from Lira. So it's going to be a very, very entertaining game here at Masindi Stadium where Boma FC has to prove its fans. So that was it with Sports Show by Ndika Zay 98 na mgezi wange
Murungi Hamza.
So we shall meet next Tuesday. Katubagoneze
Mchara
Waitu
Madina Education Center olirabye.
Madina Education Center isomero muno mugenya karoraho kale likusikiriza muno owenkwonki onu no hagenda kutandikira kusoma
aja kyomwana akyayonka
arayonka nasoma kandi nkugenda nokuzara y'abandi basatu nabo basomera hano Madina Education.
Madina Education olabira ddala Madina eri eyo Middle East naye essomero liri wano Nyakibezi Masindi
Madina Education Center isomero ndigondeze lyabojo n'abayisikidde na boarding primary school baina nursery section hamuna daycare section batirexika alabana barahumuraga harume byokuzanisa nka toys enungi muno
ate primary section nayo ya mulembe nnyo abasomesa batendeke bulungi classes zezirize nnyini dormitories nnungi zirimu n'emifaliso actually emifaliso bitakalamu wamu ne peni byonna obisangawo ku ssomero bya bwereere balina ne school van eyokutambuza abaana.
Madina Education Center liri hamu